Hi, this is Sibila Extreme Vocal and 3 simple steps to fry scream. The first step is about making a sound like from some dizzy drinks commercial, like a sound of refreshment, like after taking a sip of a tasty cold beer or other drink on a hot summer day. The second step is to project that compressed air like a tiny little punch, like or don't overdo it. Don't do it like once you find that tiny punch with the compressed air, try to play around with different angles that you direct the air. So we are looking for a place where a little bit of raspiness appears. So instead of we are aiming for achieving something like so playing around with different angles that you use for directing that compressed airflow can help you to find that raspy point where a little bit of distortion appears. And here we have a fry noise. If trying out different angles of directing the air doesn't work too well for you, then you can make a vocal fry or a basic distortion like yeah, whoa, or a throat singing like Kargera, whatever you use. Remember the placement, the source of that sound, whether it's a vocal fry, Kargera, or a distortion, yeah. Remember the source of that sound and direct that compressed airflow, that tiny little punch of compressed air, towards the place where the vocal fry appears or where is created the distortion or throat singing like Kargera. And it can sound like this. We begin with that punch of air. Now I try to memorize the place, the source of the distortion, and then I try to direct that towards the place where distortion is created. And as I am closer to the correct placement of that distortion, I try to sustain the whole sound for a little bit longer, a little bit longer. I add a little bit more of energy, the breath support to the sound to sustain it longer, but also to increase slightly its intensity. So again, it's like and here we have a fry noise. Remember to not overuse the vocal fry or the distortion or Kargera placement, because if you will, for example, focus too much on the placement of the vocal fry, then it will not work, because vocal fry tightens and connects our vocal folds way more than does the fry noise or a fry scream. So just a little bit of the vocal fry will be enough, like 5 or 10%. Just enough to get that little raspiness in the compressed airflow, like do you hear the difference? Vocal fry is much more creaky, louder, and more dense than the fry noise, which is more relaxed and a little bit more breathy. But also during the fry noise and fry scream, our vocal folds, besides being more relaxed than during the vocal fry, they are vibrating much faster than during the vocal fry. So we don't want to overuse the vocal fry because it will connect our vocal folds too much, way more than it's necessary. The same thing can happen with the distortion, engaging our false vocal folds, like or Kargira. If we will add too much of the false chord distortion to that compressed airflow, then we will create a false chord, for example growl, instead of a fry noise or a fry scream, and it can sound like this. It's not even close to the fry scream or a fry noise, it's just like a forceful distortion. So remember about balance and good proportions. Just a little bit of a vocal fry placement, just a little bit of the false chord distortion placement, and direct there that compressed airflow, that tiny punch of air. And here we have a fry noise again. And the third step is about repeating that punch, but now we do it in a way like we wanted to stuff our throat a little bit delicately with that punch, like, and we hold it, and we hold it, not too forcefully, not like, and we don't hold it like this. It's very delicate, like, and I am simply able to speak, to talk with a little bit of compression, but my throat is not tightened like that. So we want to sustain that punch, that compression in our throat, like we wanted to stuff our throat a little bit with that compressed air. Try it out a couple of times, find a good balance, which means that you are not tightening your larynx, your throat too much. It's just a delicate compression, delicate compression. Once you have a good balance and you are able to sustain that delicate compression for 5 or even 10 seconds, and it's totally comfortable and it's repeatable, so you are able to repeat it as many times as you want, you are able to approach the fry noise or even fry scream. Again, we make that little punch, we sustain it, and then we start to gradually and delicately push the air through our connected vocal folds. Again, they are not tightened, it's not a hard closure or anything like that. Our vocal folds are connected, but in a very gentle and not forceful way. It's very important for the success of that exercise. Okay, so we have that. We sustain it, our vocal folds are delicately connected, and we start to gradually push the air through our closed, connected vocal folds. And it can sound like this. And let's try again. And again. And again, here we have a fry noise. Maybe you notice that I am showing something like this and then something like this as I start to push the air through my connected vocal folds. It simply means that in the beginning, the compression and the kind of narrowing in my larynx, my throat, my vocal folds is a little bit more intense, but as I start to push the air through my larynx and my vocal folds, the tension and the compression decreases and a little bit more of space appears. So my throat is simply relaxing a little bit. The tension and the connection of the vocal folds is totally enough to produce a fry noise and later even a fry scream. But it's not a forceful thing and I am not hurting myself, and it's totally comfortable. It's even something that can remind of a delicate massage of the vocal folds. It can be really comfortable if done properly. Okay, so let's try again. For the most of people that I practice with, shorter intervals are much more effective than trying to sustain those sounds for a very long time. But you can try what works better for you, because it may turn out that you need a little bit more time to reach to the proper place that will help you to produce the fry noise and later a full powerful fry scream. So try out different intervals, different durations, different lengths of that exercise and choose the best option that is the most effective one, but also at the same time the most comfortable one. And now shorter example. And now longer example, I will try to find the best placement, the best setting for my voice to reach the most effective and the most comfortable fry noise. And here we have even a basic fry scream. It's something like very similar mechanism and a very similar feeling, while is present as when we want to progress the fry noise into the fry scream, like Alright, so let's try again with all of those 3 steps. The sound of refreshment, the second step, trying to make a tiny punch with that compressed airflow, looking for a raspy point where a little bit of distortion appears. And the third step, stuffing our throat with a delicate compression. We sustain it and then we delicately push the air through our connected vocal folds, letting them to slightly relax in order to not stuff our throat for real and prevent the sound from being created. Okay, so here we have it. 3 simple steps to nail the fry scream. I hope very much that this video will be helpful for you as much as it is for me and people that I practice with. In case of any questions, observations, or if you wanted me to listen to your recordings and share some feedback about your technique, what works good, what requires a little fixing, then feel free to contact me anytime. Facebook, Extreme Vocal page, or email. Email should appear somewhere here. Alright, so thanks again, have a great day, have a great practice, and see you around. Cheers and love, fuckers.